Welcome to None of This Is Real,
the podcast for all things mysterious and weird.
I'm Doomsday Domini.
And I am Sarah Sinkhole.
And
sinking into a hole, y'all.
This is my favorite look that you've done the whole time.
Oh, stop.
It's your face.
You're so sweet. It's just me. It's my normal face and my pigtails.
It's just your regular face. Well, your hair matches your flowers on your dress. Did you notice that?
Yes, it does. I actually have on a shirt, a dress, and a skirt. So, well, you know how I do. Too many clothings at once.
So
can't help it.
Even though you're not dressing up in costume anymore, we still have things to say about your outfits. It's great.
Oh yeah. What are you wearing? Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing a really couture hoodie from TJ Maxx.
Nice. Oh, I was expecting maybe a little grandpa sweater.
No, this one says Los Angeles on it because sometimes I wish I could teleport myself back and eat Thai food or something, but they haven't invented that yet.
You never know. There is a good Thai place here.
Okay.
So next time you come hang out with me, I'll take you.
Okay. It's a date.
Oh, excited.
I'm smitten. Okay. Oh my god.
I'm swooning.
I've swooned too hard and we have to stop the podcast. 2-minute podcast. Goodbye, y'all.
Goodbye, everyone. We gotta go lay down.
I do. I have not been able to sleep for like 3 or 4 days. I don't know what my problem is.
I've been sleeping fine. I have just had the most intense and weird dreams. I had a dream that I was drugged. Like in the dream, someone drugged my drink and I felt like woozy and dizzy in the dream. Ooh. And when I woke up, I was like really out of it and I felt really weird.
That is weird.
Yeah. And then this morning I woke up from a dream. I was crying because my apartment building was on fire. And I woke up and I was like, there were no tears, but my body was crying.
You don't even live in an apartment building.
No, I haven't. I've only once in my life lived in an apartment building.
Oh my gosh. I wonder what that means.
I don't know. We're losing it, obviously. That's what it means.
Well, speaking of those weird dreams, did anything weird or mysterious happen to you lately?
Yes. Let me refer to my ever-growing list of weird things. Okay, this one was so crazy that Lauren and I were like speechless and then laughed it was just like one thing after another. Okay, so we're driving down the highway. And on I-40 through Greensboro, there is a huge, obscenely big American flag.
Yes. There's one of those out here. Mm-hmm.
Yes, you know what I'm talking about.
I know the one.
And it was a windy day, so it was waving triumphantly in the air. And we were going towards it, and there was a bridge right before it. So as we're driving, an Amazon truck just goes right in front of the flag, and we were like, ha ha ha, America, and capitalism, ha. We were like cracking jokes about Amazon is America, and then we go under the bridge, and again in front of the flag, coming down the on-ramp, is a truck that just says, for some reason, in huge letters, ego.
What? Ego?
Ego, yeah.
Oh my
and we
God.
were like, whoa, what is happening? Too much symbolism, right? And we're cracking up about that. And about maybe a mile down the road, I look up in the air and there is a golden #1 balloon floating past us.
We're #1.
And we just started chanting, USA! USA!
Oh my God.
And I was like, this is entirely too much symbolism. I can't. It's too much.
Never leaving the house again.
Nope, never. Never again. I already do that all day in my own head, so I don't need it to be pointed out to me everywhere I go.
That's so weird. That is weird.
So what weird thing are you going to tell me about?
I'm going to tell you about the snake. The snake is back. Did I ever tell you about our pet snake?
Was it living in the attic?
Lives in the roof.
That's right. It's back.
It's our guardian snake. Okay, well, we thought it died. We thought it died because we saw it last summer in the yard. It's a black snake. Like a black rat snake or whatever. I think that's what they're called. So we were like, cool, it's in the yard. It's making itself at home. But then Jay found some rat poison in the garage, I think from the previous owners.
Oh, no.
Like they had left some there. And he got worried that some mice or rats got poisoned. I think it was mice. And the snake, Professor Snape, ate a mouse that had been poisoned, and we had killed the snake. Like, that's what he was worried. Yes.
Jay's so sweet.
We were very worried about Professor Snape, who we think is a lady snake, but we
not gonna get close enough to check.
No. So
No.
I'm not gonna inspect the snake like that. Well, anyway, yesterday, Jay was running out of the house. He had to go somewhere really quick. He was running late, and so he left. I heard him, close the door, all that. And then he comes back, and I was like, oh, he forgot something. And he pops his head around the corner into the living room, and he was like, the snake is back. I just saw her slithering up the side of the house. And I was like, yay!
Oh, God.
And then he ran out the door again.
I mean, that's good, but slithering up the side of the house is a little much for me. That's a little extra, Professor Snape. Calm down.
Well, that's how she gets home. She lives in the roof.
Yep.
Well,
Well, I'm glad she's back.
When we first moved here, we would hear the snake up there. We would hear noises like, what is that? Oh, it's the snake.
Just the snake, no big deal.
And then when they were cleaning out Jay and one of our friends was cleaning out the gutter, I think, or they were doing something to the roof. When we first moved here, we found snake skins, like her shedding.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my sisters lived in a little place, a little tiny house by herself, and it had a sunlight, and the snake would sit on the sunlight.
The skylight thing?
Bask. Yes, the skylight. Yes,
that
she could just look up and see it.
So cute. I love snakes. I mean, I don't want to hold them or cuddle with them really, but
no.
I have before, but not this one. This is a wild snake. She needs her space.
Let's let it be. Give her personal space.
But we will never have mice in this house.
That's true. Yeah. One time when I was a kid, there was a nasty smell in the kitchen and we couldn't figure out what it was. And my dad finally pulled the oven out and there was a dead snake with a dead mouse in its mouth that had died behind the oven.
Oh my God. It died during the struggle.
I guess so. Or the mouse had eaten poison, like Jay thought.
I know.
Either way. Or got electrocuted maybe. I don't know what happened, but I will never forget that. That's one of my earliest memories, I think, of just being like, whoa.
Have you ever seen that? There's an Instagram account called Nature is Metal.
Yes.
Nature is metal.
That is a good example of how metal nature is.
Oh, also, before we move on, have a little Patreon update. I don't know if I said this last time, but we now have our first full rant that is up. Our first rant. It's up on the Patreon. We talk about things that annoy us and probably annoy you too. We make fun of them. It's cathartic. You should listen. And then also our first test is up, the demon test. So if you want to hear all that.
The demon test. Oh my gosh.
If you want to find out if we're demons, then.
Yeah. I can't tell which one is more fun because I think after I do the test, I'm like, oh, I like doing the test. This is so much fun. And then we do a rant and I'm like, oh, that was therapeutic. I love that.
I feel lighter now.
I am having fun. And I think it's a little deeper glimpse into our relationship.
It does. It feels like we're just hanging out, and you can take those tests with us. If you listen to the tests and quizzes we do, we'll tell you where to find them online, and then you can do it along with us and see what you get.
Yes, it's so much fun.
But it's like we're at a sleepover.
Oh my God! Please pay money to come to our sleepover.
Oh my God. Oh, I do have one recommendation. Should I wait till the end?
You could do it now because we'll probably forget.
Probably. Well, it's a recommendation that you recommended to me, And no, wait, you didn't recommend it to me. I heard it on another podcast, and then I recommended it to you. But if y'all have not listened to The Opportunist, holy good Lord, you have to go.
Yes, I was actually listening to it this morning.
Did your brain
Wowzers.
Did your brain explode like just a little?
Oh, it just brings up so many things that we talk about on this podcast about just, shitting on shysters, basically. And I was full of rage. I was just like, what is happening? Why are we? Why are we? Why?
I just couldn't. My jaw was dropping. Like I didn't even have time to be full of rage because I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then
yeah, it's wild.
So it's about
it's bonkers.
It's about Sherry Shriner, which I swear we've mentioned. Like maybe not her, but something. I can't remember. I probably heard it on another podcast.
I've definitely listened to another podcast that talked about her.
Yeah, but
but this is more in depth.
It's very detailed. It's all the details. There's one episode where she and another person who is kind of in her camp are arguing, and it is like two of the most insane people you've ever heard in your life having an argument about things that don't exist. And I felt like,
oh man, I haven't listened to that yet.
Whew, you'll get there. But anyway, listen to it, y'all. Listening to this stuff is helping me have empathy for the people who go for it, because you can kind
of course,
it starts to help you understand how that could happen. I don't know. It's fascinating. So that's my recommendation.
Yes. It's very easy to default to just writing people off and thinking that they're hateful or willfully ignorant or whatever you want to call it when people believe in conspiracy theories, but that doesn't get any of us anywhere.
Right.
So it is nice to have some empathy. I have a recommendation.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Of a podcast that I've been listening to, that you've been listening to too, called Something Went Wrong.
Oh, Something Was Wrong. Something Was Wrong.
Something Was Wrong.
Oh my God.
So I recommend to listen to that. It's about manipulators, basically, gaslighting. It's great. I also recommend that you listen to the band that does the soundtrack, because Lauren and I are now obsessed. Glad Rags. So good.
Yeah, that song gets stuck in your head. I love that song.
Oh yeah, and the rest of their music is even more fun and like psych folk jazz. I don't know what to call it, but I love it.
I like it too. Yeah, that one's really good. And they do several seasons, and in every single season that I've listened to so far, somebody that they interview goes, something was wrong. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's the perfect name for the podcast.
Yep. Where you finally realize that person in your life is a toxic manipulator. And you go, hold on a sec.
Have you seen that? It's like a TikTok trend, and it's like, seeing a toxic person, walking the other way.
Walk the other way. Yeah. Toxic person, walk the other way.
Toxic person, walk the other way.
That should be the...
This podcast might help you do that, because I've known several toxic people who have many of the same issues that the people in this podcast do, and I'm like, man, I wish we would have had this when I was like, coming of age.
Gosh. For real, if I had heard these stories, and it's about like all kinds of relationships, like religious leaders, cult leaders, romantic relationships, work relationships, friendships, all of it. And there are so many things that I, in retrospect, I'm like, oh yeah, I should have seen that person was toxic before they shit all over my whole life.
Right.
But I didn't, and that happened, and I learned a lesson.
Right. We had to learn it the hard way, but now we have podcasts to tell us the warning signs. So
exactly.
So anyway, great, good recommendations.
Anyway. And now we're going to gross you out so bad. It's going to be so gross.
Yep.
Get ready. Get your barf bag ready, because this is about to get real gross up in here.
I already feel a little bit like I'm going to throw up. Oh my God, wish me luck.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Just thinking about it.
I believe all over you.
So we're going to talk about weird medical theories and practices. Mine are all from the Middle Ages, or not. One of them's not from the Middle Ages. It's like more the 1800s, but they're old-timey ones.
Mine are from Middle Ages and some Victorian. I got some weird Victorian ideas because woo, boy, howdy.
Oh, boy. Well, I have a listicle.
Wow.
Are you ready for a listicle?
I also have a listicle, so get ready. Get ready for some really disgusting listicles, everybody.
A listicle. A listicle. We're going to read you some listicles.
Yeah.
Barf. Okay, so my sources are medicinenet.com, 15 weird medical treatments that we used to think worked by Corey Rosenberg, and, as always, Wikipedia. Okay. First, I'm going to tell you about the miasma theory, because this kind of gives you an idea of where people's heads were at.
Yes.
So, the miasma theory of disease originated in the Middle Ages, ? Because I saw a few places that were like, people used to think this in, ancient Greece and stuff. I really don't know. So,
yeah, I think a lot of these theories, it's hard to tell when exactly they started or where they came from.
Yeah. And then, there's like one...
Maybe a lot of people just had the same idea at the same time.
Maybe, but there's also like some old doctor that thought he coined the phrase. It doesn't matter. It's a bad idea. So we'll just...
Who cares? It's bad.
It was on trend in the Middle Ages, though, and it persisted for centuries, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
The theory held that poisonous vapors or mists were made up of particles from decomposing material that could cause disease, and these were known as miasmas or night air. It was called night air.
That's so gross. Well, that reminds me of isn't that what they called dookies when you had like a chamber pot and you threw it out the window? It was called night soil.
Night soil. So,
yeah. So night air was just like everybody's shit's in the street and it smells real bad.
Yeah. So it's basically
sick.
Like saying poop air, essentially.
Yes.
So
nice poop air.
As you might imagine, it could be identified by its foul smell, and during the Great Plague of 1665, this was one of the reasons that doctors wore masks filled with sweet-smelling flowers to keep out the poisonous miasmas. So those long plague doctor masks.
Yes.
So
like a bird beak.
Yeah, the bird beak bat mask. God, those are creepy looking. And then I wrote...
Very creepy.
Another reason was because there were dead people absolutely everywhere. So...
Oh, God. Ugh. So dark. I'm just... so glad I was born in the time I was born in. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, with, sanitation and things. I'm so grateful for that every day.
I mean, it's rough now. Don't get me wrong. It's rough to be a human now. But at least
we wash our hands and
we've figured some stuff out. Some stuff we have figured out.
Okay, so because of these miasmas, they did sanitize some buildings. They required that night soil, aka poo, be removed from public proximity, and they had swamps drained to get rid of the bad smells.
Okay.
So those are good, those aren't bad things.
Sure.
The theory...
You're getting there.
This theory was still popular in the 1800s and led to the bad air theory, which lasted well into the 1860s and 1870s. And
good Lord.
This reasoning that like it's the air that gets you sick, prevented many doctors from adopting new practices like washing their hands.
Yeah, the guy who first suggested, hey, stop putting your dirty hands that just touched a dead body all over these women that are giving birth. I think that's why it's going bad. I think we should wash our hands. He got blacklisted.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because they thought lethal stuff, lethal germs, lethal agents traveled by air, and they were like, it couldn't possibly be under my fingernail or anything. No. Okay, so.
I couldn't. I'm a doctor. I'm so smart.
So the theory.
I'm infallible.
Of course, thank goodness, was eventually abandoned by scientists and physicians after 1880 and replaced with the germ theory.
Which some people still don't believe today. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did, and I don't want to talk about those people.
Don't talk about it. Moving on.
But it, of course, says that specific germs, not night air, cause specific diseases, right? So, right. And some of those can be airborne, and some of them are under your fingernail and whatever, right? But, like, I will put a silver lining on this for you, because I'm an optimist.
Oh, good.
It did start to encourage cleanliness and paved the way for some public health reform, like Nurse Florence Nightingale. She lived from 1820 to 1910, so she was practicing I almost said nursery. Oh, no, nursing. During this time when the theory was still popular, but she was celebrated for her work in making hospitals clean, fresh, and airy. So at least... like
some people were getting there, getting the right
starting
idea.
To get there. The miasma theory also helped interest scientists and doctors in decaying matter, which eventually led to the identification of microbes as agents of infectious disease. So it wasn't totally like there's something good came out of it, but mostly it probably killed a lot of people. So,
well, and that's how science works. You have an idea. Yeah. Sometimes it's not right.
Okay. So
that's okay. Ever evolving.
So here, number 2 and 4 are going to be quite nasty. So if you're squeamish,
oh goodness,
you may want to skip it. I don't. And then I'm going to move on to things that are just kind of funny. So
okay,
I won't end on a really nasty one. So my second one. You will. Thank you. Well, I can always count on you. Number 2 on the listicle is bloodletting. Yay! Woo!
Oh, no.
So this was a treatment where, you've probably heard of it, the patient bleeds out so that ailments ranging from syphilis, headaches, and nosebleeds, and even pneumonia could be cured. And it was also used as a method of casting out demons from the body.
Oh, yeah. Blood demons. I like it.
The procedure dates back 2,500 years and was practiced in ancient Egypt and Greece. Bloodletting eventually became quite popular in England by the 19th century, and leeches were used as well as metal instruments like a lancet.
Gross.
One of the main uses for bloodletting is what's known as humoral medicine, which I think we've mentioned before. This had its basis in the belief that the body has, this is where I'm gonna barf, 4 major fluids that keep the bile balanced.
Oh, God, no. Not the humors.
Phlegm, black bile, yellow bile, and blood. And it was thought that if there was an excess or a deficiency of any of the 4 humors, that letting out blood could bring balance, which does not make sense to me, but okay.
No. Nope.
There is a form of bloodletting that's used today known as phlebotomy therapy. It's not very common, and its main application is the treatment of hemochromatosis. I can say that. It's a condition where your body creates too much iron, but like I said, it's very rare to use that. So.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Unless you're getting a vampire facial.
Oh, yeah. Now, number 3. Are you ready for number 3 on the listicle? It's also absolutely disgusting.
Okay, I'm ready. Oh, no.
It's called trepanning. Have you heard of it?
No.
Yes. This is the process of drilling a hole through the head. Similar to bloodletting, it was also used to give evil spirits an exit strategy from the body, as it was believed that demons were the cause of psychiatric conditions such as psychosis and hysteria. In addition to its mystical applications, Trepanation was used to treat migraines, epilepsy, and head injuries, such as bone bruises and skull fractures. So,
Oh my God, why?
your skull is fractured. Let me put another hole in it.
Yes, and the phrase exit strategy for evil spirits is so funny.
We
to
need
me
an
for some
exit
reason.
strategy, you guys.
We need, what's that business word? Oh no, it's gone. I had it.
No, whoa, oh shit, I don't know.
Yes!
Synergy!
Synergy!
I told Jay about this, and he was like, why would you need to drill a hole in someone's head? Can't the demons come out of your mouth or your nostrils or your ears or something? Can't they just...
Yes, you have, 2, 4, 6, 7 holes in your head already? Come on!
Yeah. Anyway, this practice was used as far back as the Neolithic era, but thank God began to lose steam in the early 1900s.
What a dark time to live.
Number 4 on the listicle. We're gonna get a little.
Okay.
We're gonna get a little less nasty here. Although, I mean, it's not.
Okay.
It's not beautiful, but it's funny.
Okay.
The tobacco smoke enema,
Oh no, this is so bad.
aka blowing smoke up your ass.
Yep.
A tobacco smoke enema was like an antiquated EpiPen, is what this article said. Which I
Oh
like,
no,
what?
I hate that.
So, nicotine is a stimulant, and medical professionals sometimes use nicotine to resuscitate someone whose life was in immediate danger, but
Bonkers.
through their butthole. So, basically,
Boof the cigarette.
a doctor would blow smoke right up the butt of a dying person, and it was thought that the nicotine could stimulate their adrenal glands and produce adrenaline immediately to revive the person.
Yes, blowing smoke up a dying person's asshole. I don't know what is wrong. I don't even know.
Can you imagine?
Oh God, it's so much.
I think you are imagining it, and that's why you're laughing. It's like, oh
Yes,
God,
I
doctor,
am.
I'm dying. Please, here, let me pull my pants down.
Oh no.
It's like you're dying, and you're like, does anyone have a cigarette? Oh yeah, you want one last cigarette before you die? No, I need you to blow it up my asshole.
No, actually, just take a drag, purse your lips, get to work there. Oh God, I'm so
God.
grossed out. I can't. There's too many mental pictures.
I knew you'd love this one. Okay, so they even had a resuscitator kit composed with bellows and rubber rectal tubes.
Bellows, which are the thing that you squeeze to like stoke a fire.
Yes.
Okay. That's a lot of force. I feel like that's too much air going in your butt. I feel like that could be really bad.
That might actually kill you.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. No, 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 no.
Well, the practice was first used on those who were drowning, but
Yes.
smoke enemas were also used to treat headaches, typhoid fever, cholera, hernias, and colds. So,
Wow. Is anything wrong with you at all? Bend over. Bend over, baby. I got you. Jeez Louise.
by 1811, the harmful effects of nicotine were starting to be discovered, and smoke enemas they went out of vogue. So,
They did go out of
Thank
vogue.
God.
Yeah, we consulted on what we were both talking about, and I was like, oh no, I also did some research on that. So I had to quick replace it with another weird thing. Good thing there's so many
Yeah.
to talk about. But did you read the story about the lady who passed out on the street? And everyone was freaking out, and some passerby was like, oh, hey, you over there, give me your pipe. And he stuck the pipe up her butt and blew smoke up there, and she woke up.
what a hero! What a hero! Give that person a medal.
I can't. It's just so outrageous.
But she woke up. It might work. I mean, there might be some truth to it. I don't know. It's just,
Sure, I don't want to find out.
there's so many
I will not be.
better ways.
No. Yes. Oh, I'm crying. Okay.
I mean, look, if I'm about to die, if I'm on the verge of death and all you have is a cigarette or a pipe, try it. I'm okay. I give you
Okay, sure.
I give you permission.
Last resort. Thank you. Everybody heard that, right? Damini just gave me permission to literally blow smoke up her butt.
If I'm dying.
All right.
And we have no other options.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, the last one. Last one is something that never went out of vogue, and I'm glad it didn't. And so it's a little bit of a lighter note. Although the first part's going to make you mad. Okay.
Oh, no.
The fifth thing on my listicle is vibrators for female hysteria.
Oh, yes. Oh, no.
Give that woman an orgasm now. Okay.
That's the only thing that's going to fix her.
I mean, sometimes it is for me, personally. But
sure.
Okay. For some time, women were believed to frequently suffer from the psychiatric disorder of hysteria, which we could do a whole episode on. But
yep.
Physicians found a way to help them out with that, and it was a type of pelvic therapy to induce a, quote, hysterical paroxysm, aka an orgasm.
A tiny death, if you will.
At the end of the 19th century, roughly 75% of American women were seen to be victims of hysteria. Get out of here.
I can't imagine why women were losing their minds.
With such an influx of women in need of the therapeutic pelvic practice, doctors decided they needed a way to perform the practice more quickly, because doing it by hand would just be so tedious.
Oh, my hands are tired from flicking so many beans. Somebody invent something.
That's where the electric vibrator comes in. So in the 1800s, the use of electric vibrators reduced the treatment time to 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow, so quick. And so basically, if you look up old photos of these devices, I don't even see how I would want that anywhere near my vagina, but...
Oh my God, terrifying. I'll post pictures on the Instagram so everybody will be forced to look at it.
But basically, I think we actually learned about this in a class that I took at ASU, because I took it's like a women in history class, and this was just like an article we had to read about all of this. And there's a movie called Hysteria, I think it's from like 2011. It has Jake Gyllenhaal in it, and it's about this, where they invented the vibrator thing.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God, I have to see
we
this.
Need to watch this movie. I haven't seen it yet, but basically, if you think about it, so people didn't even want to take off all their clothes at the same time. And I don't think women necessarily knew they even had a clitoris, right? So they would be like...
Probably not.
I just need to go to the doctor and get this thing done real quick, and I'm going to feel better. And it's like, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, but... Of course, eventually vibrators started showing up in erotic movies, and their application in the medical community began to decline. And then women were able to buy them on their own at Sears and like places like that, like in catalogs. So there's these old...
Yes.
Yeah,
I found one of those at a Goodwill.
What?
It was still in the box, and it was like a family massager. It was a straight up vibrator.
Oh my God.
And it had different tips and everything. All of it was in there. I bought it, and I kept it around for a while. And then I think when I came back home from Hawaii when I was pregnant, I was like, I don't want my son to find this.
Why? It's
not like I was going to
history.
Use it. It is a part of, so I gave it to my friend Jamie, and he proudly displays it in his apartment. So
that's great. That's good use for it. Well, yeah. There's all those old pictures of it too, of like a woman massaging her neck, and it's like,
yes.
So, all right. So that's it. That's my listicle. Is any of that real?
Well, vibrators are real.
Yay!
And that's about all. That's about all I want to think about from everything that you just said.
I think it's possible that if you really got enough nicotine smoke up someone's butt, it could save them from like a...
Right, because it is a stimulant.
Yeah.
Sure. Like a smelling salt, but for your pooper. Your pooper.
I still never want to experience it, but maybe there's truth to that.
Sure, why not?
Anything else?
You know what,
no.
Turkey Buzzards? If one of you are brave enough to find out, to email us.
Or if you have an old-timey vibrator.
Oh, I'll see if I can find a picture of the vibrator that I gave my friend.
Well, speaking of
somewhere, and I'll post that too.
Smoke, I don't have any nicotine, but I do have some dadgrass. So I'm going to light this while you tell me your listicle, your nasty listicle.
All right. You smoke your dadgrass, and I'm going to make you nauseous.
Thank God I have this.
I'm going to make you... It's not nauseous. I just learned the other day that nauseous isn't a feeling.
Yeah, it's nauseated, but I always say nauseous because I ain't got time to say nauseated.
Who cares?
I know how you're supposed to say it. I say it the easy way because I want to.
Yeah. I'm going to make you both nauseous and nauseated. How's that?
No, because I have my dadgrass, but you go ahead and do your worst.
I will do my worst. But first, I'm going to cite my sources. Debunking the Myth of Toothworms and Other Cavity Causes by Kirsten Nunes.
Yep.
The Legend of the Toothworm from Battle Creek MIDentist.com. Turns out dentists love to write about toothworms.
Good God.
Every single article was by a dentist, I swear.
Good golly.
Quackwatch.org, which is a great website. Fantastically Wrong, The Strange History of Using Organ-Shaped Plants to Treat Disease by Matt Simon. 2nerdyhistorygirls.blogspot.com. And, of course, the ever-faithful, omnipotent Wikipedia. All right.
Should I, next time I go to the dentist, should I be like, Doc, well, not Doc, hey, I'm afraid I might have a toothworm. Can you check me for toothworms?
Can you please check me for toothworms? Well, okay, that's the last thing on my list that I'm going to talk about, and you might not want to tell your dentist that because the treatments for toothworms are disturbing.
Alrighty, scrap that idea.
Yeah, but first I'm going to talk about something that relates to your last one.
Oh boy.
Sort of. And that is the vapors.
The vapors?
Which is something... That is something that I say. Lauren and I both say it. You know, oh, I've got the vapors, and you say it like that, and you fan yourself like you're on the porch with your mint julep. Oh, the vapors. So the vapors is a, quote, certain mental, psychical, or physical state where mental focus is lost. And this covers, of course, hysteria. Also mania, clinical depression, bipolar disorder, lightheadedness, fainting, flush, withdrawal syndrome, mood swings, or PMS.
Oh, I have the vapors right now. Are you kidding me?
So, yeah, basically I constantly have the vapors.
Everybody does. That's a lot. That's a lot of things.
It's just a euphemism for stuff that we don't talk about that's taboo, sounds like.
Okay.
So I bet you can guess who was predominantly diagnosed with this, quote, disease.
Powerful, straight, white men with a lot of money?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Turns out it's women.
Oh, God.
Can you believe it?
No, I don't believe it at all.
Or as I would like to say, people with the uterus.
People with a uterus.
Because, yes, the vapors are caused by, quote, internal emanations or vapors from the womb.
What? That is so not okay, please go ahead. I won't even.
So this is obviously, like I said, connected to female hysteria, and in my notes I have future episode, which I guess we were thinking alike there. So female hysteria was thought to be caused by the wandering womb. So not only is your ute just like moving around, cruising around inside
just
your body, it's also
around in there having a little dance party.
Having a dance party. It's at the disco. But while it's doing that, it's also farting, I guess, or something.
The farting disco uterus.
Yes. So that's why you have the vapors, in case you wanted to know. So this is a very old idea, and it usually has two explanations. The scientific one, like, you know, very scientific stuff, like wandering wombs. But it also has a demonological. I don't know how to say that word.
I think both of them work. Why not?
Sure. It had a demonic explanation. And I said, of course, women were tortured, but it wasn't by demons. It was the fucking patriarchy. That's why we were so mad back then. We couldn't do anything. But anyway, if you have the vapors, there are cures. And those cures depend on whether you are a scientist or a religious nut. And it also depends on what terrifying era of time you were living in. So, it starts off rather mildly with just herbal treatments. That doesn't sound too bad. I mean, it could go wrong, but it's probably okay. There's also having sex or not having any sex, being abstinent. That could also fix your problems somehow.
Okay.
Or if you were living in a terrible time, you could be punished or purified by fire because, sorcery.
Great.
So, I'm going to read an excerpt from a book called, terrifyingly, Every Man His Own Doctor, or The Poor Planter's Physician, which was written in 1736.
That is old. Some old
yes
literature there.
Yes, and this book says, some of the symptoms are a thumping at the heart, a croaking of the guts, and a fullness of the stomach.
Wait, so your heart's beating and you've just had dinner and your digestive system is working?
Yep. Or you could also have a great heaviness and dejection of spirit and a cloud that seems to hang upon all your senses.
And that happens to me quite often. I'm screwed.
Mm-hmm. Right. In one word, she has no relish for anything, but is continually out of humor. She knows not why, and out of order, she knows not where. Let's see, what else? Oh, this is the treatment that this person suggests. Because your stomach is causing all this trouble. For this person, not the uterus, it's the stomach. Probably don't know the difference, but whatever.
Okay.
You need to clean it. And by that, you just induce vomiting. And you do this for several days. You just puke to purify the bowels. And then you observe the following rules. Oh, I'm going to break things. Okay.
I'm sorry, you puke to purify the bowels.
Yes, you just puke a bunch and maybe induce shitting too. I'm not sure.
I mean, I think the shitting, yes. But anyways, please continue.
Right. But this is what you really, after you puke all the bad stuff out, this is what you have to do. Endeavor to preserve a cheerful spirit, putting the best construction upon everybody's words and behavior. Plunge 3 mornings every week into cold water over head and ears, which will brace the nerves and rouse the sluggish spirits surprisingly. Observe a strict regularity and temperance in your diet, and ride every fair day small journeys on horseback. Stir nimbly about your affairs, quick motion being as necessary for health of body as for dispatch of business. Nor do I allow her 1 pinch of snuff, nor 1 drop of tea, which makes people very lumpish and miserable.
Wait, it sounded good until the not allowing somebody snuff or tea. Like, go horseback riding. Cool. That getting in cold water every morning.
Sure. Take
that might make
cold bath.
Could make you feel better. Why can't I have any tea?
Right? I want some tea. Also, all the stuff about being so nice and sweet and doing everything perfectly.
No.
It just made me want to break
Not
something.
that part either.
Okay, it's more of the same. Don't suffer the idle disturbances or disappointments of an empty world to prey upon her mind or ruffle her sweet temper. She needs to exercise, even if she has a churlish husband or it's a cloudy day.
Oh, okay.
Always be cheerful, okay?
Okay, gotcha.
Even if your husband's an asshole and it's raining, you still have to be cheerful, or else you're gonna get the vapors.
Not the vapors.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. That's the vapors.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Now,
I don't think they sound that bad, but.
Yeah, it's just a word for stuff that nobody wanted to talk about, like mental illness or periods.
Right. It's
or the fact that the patriarchy was crushing women's souls.
It's the human condition.
Yes. All right, now on to what's called the Bates method. And this is pretty stupid. No. So there's a eye care physician named William Horatio Bates, and he lived from 1860 to 1931. And his whole idea was that you don't really have vision problems. The muscles that control your eyeballs are strained. And if you could just relieve that strain, then you'll be able to see. That's
okay.
All. So simple,
I've heard
right?
things like that, actually, yes.
Yes. So, this is there are some modern day... Actually, all of this stuff that we're talking about still has lingering effects, which kind of also makes me want to break stuff. Anyway, he rejected all of the known facts about eyeballs. He was like, nah, none of that's real. So, that led to having some pretty whack-ass ideas. He called glasses eye crutches.
Oh, no.
And he said, basically, it's either a muscular strain or mental strain, or problems with circulation, which is influenced by your thoughts. And if you just get a hold of all of that, you can cure refractive errors, double vision, crossed eyes, lazy eyes, cataracts, and glaucoma.
Okay.
So if your no, if your eyeballs are strained or tense, and if you're thinking too much, don't worry, Bates has a method.
Oh, what's the method? How do I do this? I'm taking notes.
Close your eyes for a few minutes and just relax. Okay?
I'm going to do it right now. I'm doing it. See, my eyes are closed.
Then you can also do what's called palming, where you cover your closed eyes with your palms, and if you do not have eye strain, then you will see, quote, a field so black that it is impossible to remember, imagine, or see anything blacker. But if you do suffer from strain, you will see, quote, illusions of lights and colors of a kaleidoscopic appearance.
Okay, I don't see a kaleidoscopic appearance, but I do see like a little... Like, it looks like the Aurora Borealis.
Oh, that's nice.
A little bit. Anyway.
Okay.
So I have some strain.
If you see these things, that means you have strain. But if you just relax, just fucking chill out, all of that will stop and you won't need your eyeball crutches anymore.
Oh, okay. Do I relax like this with my eyes covered with my hands, or just in general I have to relax?
In general, I think. Gotcha. But this helps. But don't do this for a long time, and don't push on your eyeballs, because prolonged pressure on your eyeballs can actually increase your risk of glaucoma.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
That's cool. Stop doing that.
Put pressure on your eyeballs. Sure.
Don't push on your eyeballs. Stop it right now. Okay. Or you can do what's called shifting, which is just moving your eyeballs back and forth.
Okay.
And you can do this with your eyes open, or you can close your eyes and imagine something swinging back and forth, and you follow that with your eyes. That's an eyeball exercise for you. I've saved the worst advice for last, which is sun gazing.
Oh, God.
Where you just fucking look at the sun. People do this still, apparently. And his advice was to look directly at the sun with your eyes closed for a while, which is also a bad idea, even with your eyes closed. And then you open your eye and expose only the white part to direct sunlight for a few seconds.
How do you do that?
I guess you just like roll your eyeball back in your head and just show the white part. Okay. And then if that doesn't work, I did see a picture on Wikipedia of someone with a magnifying glass putting concentrated sunlight onto somebody's eyeball.
Yep.
Okay. Whew. Gross. Now I'm going to talk about the Moerman therapy, and not Mormon. I might be saying it wrong because it's Moerman.
Well, do you want me to get the Google pronounce?
Help me, Google. Help me.
Okay, hold on. I'm doing it really as fast as I can.
Okay.
Moerman.
Okay. So, the Moerman therapy, also called Moerman method. This is going to be hard. Or Moerman diet. And like I said, it's a cancer treatment invented by a Dutch practitioner named Cornelis Moerman, who lived from 1893 to 1988. So he died when we were still alive. He was an old ass dude. In the 1930s, he started experimenting with pigeons, and he found what he called, quote, mysterious suppressors of the cancer cell in these pigeons. So pigeons don't get cancer because they have something that suppresses cancer cells.
I have so many questions already. Okay, go ahead.
Right? And then he identified 8 essential substances that keep humans healthy and cancer-free, and those are iodine, citric acid, yeast, iron, sulfur, vitamin A, D, and E. Okay. So he thought that chronic deficiencies of these 8 essential substances led to metabolic disturbances, anomalies of regeneration tissue, and alkalosis, and that enabled microorganisms that he just made up and called symbionts symbionts. Symbionts.
Okay.
And those are the microorganisms that transform healthy cells into cancer cells. And healthy people have those. You could see them when you look at their blood. But if you look at the blood of a cancer patient, stop it, a cancer patient, then their blood will be, quote, crawling with symbionts.
Okay.
Right. Now I'm going to read you the diet, and it sucks. So get ready. No meat or fish, no water, no coffee, no tea, no sugar, moderate salt, half a liter to a liter of buttermilk a day. I'm going to barf just from that. Orange juice and lemon juice, 2 egg yolks, no egg white, wheat bread with butter and cheese, no potatoes, but rice, green vegetables, salads, cucumbers and tomatoes are all great. Carrots are fine. Brown rice, pea soup, without any good stuff in it, just peas. Don't put any of the onions or bacon or stuff in it. Lots of honey, olive oil, and lots of fruit, especially grapes.
I'm trying so hard to see what any of those have in common, or like why
I don't know.
Couldn't drink water.
I don't know.
Okay.
Also, again, with all of that, you also have to take a bunch of supplements of all of the 8 essential things. Yeah. And this will prevent or cure your cancer by robbing the symbionts of their growth medium, whatever that means. There is is it a grape cure? I feel like it's called.